So I made my way into a local barber shop this afternoon. My hair was on a whole nother level. I have very thick hair to begin with, and it can get out of control real fast, especially in the heat. And it's been bad. It's been bad for a while. I've been putting it off. I haven't been putting it off per se, but it's been busy. All right, it's been very busy for me, and the idea of wasting my precious time sitting in a barber chair shooting the shit with a barber, it's just one of those things that I'm like, I don't know how much I want to get involved in something like that. So it got to a critical mass. It got to a critical mass today. We had a meeting at work. The CEO said, hey, why don't you call it a day early if you're capable? And I took his advice. And hopped out of work early and made my way to a local jaunt that was right under my nose, really, for the longest time. I just never knew it was a barbershop. So I stroll into this place expecting it to be filled with men, smoking cigars, the old dream of what a barbershop once was. And what I find was it was quite the opposite, in a way. So I walk into this place. It had the signature barber shop rotating red and yellow post outside. I walk in through the door. The building is old, ancient, 100 years old building, probably more. And there's 3 Ukrainian women sitting there looking at me. I can say in hindsight that they're Ukrainian women because of the fact that I asked them afterwards. So 3 Ukrainian women staring at me. There's only one seat of 3 taken up. Right? Leather chairs, old school leather chairs, beautiful chairs. To the left of me is a woman from the South, a very vocal, loud, and boisterous woman from the South. Very interesting dynamic right from the door. How these quiet, hard-working Eastern European women get along with this woman on a regular basis. That's the first thing, right? That's the first thing I'm thinking about. How does this work? So I go right to the chair of a short but pleasant woman. Short, powerful Eastern European woman, the way they come. She's very forceful with me, not that I mind it. Pushing my head, moving my head, What do you want? Do you want the medium trim? I don't know what it means. Every time I sit down in a seat, I expect complete and total failure. I'm a little bit picky about my hair, but not picky enough that I pay a lot of money for it or that I get harsh with people. I know that there's always about an 80% chance I walk out of here looking like something, that crawled out of a grave somewhere. Everybody has a different idea about what a haircut is. But what I was surprised to find is that these ladies cut my hair the way that my hair was when I walked in the door, and that made me very happy. So we're sitting there talking a little bit, they go through the whole thing with the towel and it's very different than the $5 haircut franchise on the corner. It's a very different experience, right? The quality of the haircut is very different. The quality of the experience itself. And we're there talking for a little while, back and forthing about how we make livings and how we don't make livings and the things that we like. And before long, because everything goes back to politics, right? Everything always finds its way back to the politics of the world, the politics of the day. Before long, the barber who's cutting my hair spouts out the fact that Tim Kaine was in this morning. Tim Kaine, being a Virginian, is kind of a big deal, especially in his current situation. So we find out, Tim Kaine, he was in this morning, from the Ukrainian lady who's cutting my hair and doing a wonderful job, by the way. I could tell she was whipping her scissors and her comb in such a way that at first I started to close my eyes, and then after a while I decided I'm just going to keep them closed. She would pull my hair, push my head. It was everything I ever wanted out of a Ukrainian woman cutting my hair, I will say that. So they go on to talk about Tim Kaine, and the direct quote was how he came to get his hair cut there since he was a pup. And he didn't tell the owner he was coming. He just showed up impromptu, got a haircut, and left. Probably a little busy, potential vice president of the greatest nation on the planet. And the talk subsides a bit. Some more people come in. I'm getting trimmed up now. That she's finished with the clippers and she's now trimming my hair. They don't put you in front of the mirror. They face you the opposite direction. So at this point, I'm only about 50% into a panic attack, wondering what I'm going to look like. I keep getting visions of Putin. I keep getting visions of the Putin haircut. Something along those lines. We're not exchanging a single word, either the Ukrainian woman and I. And to be honest with you, it was kind of wonderful. We didn't say a single thing about how old are you, where did you have kids, do you have a family, where are you from, what you do in your country, what movies do you like, what types of wine do you drink. Nothing. Merely the sound of the scissors and the comb and the boisterous southern owner while the other women chopped away and trimmed away. And I sat there for a while laughing about how all things come back to the political. And then something happened that terrified me. So I wasn't very worried about the political leanings of the group. We're in Richmond, Virginia, so you have a diverse mix here. But we got off the Tim Kaine subject and, that type of thing. And we're sitting there. And one of the most frightening things happened. The owner talks about how Hillary could be ill. So, I was listening on the radio, and it sounds like Hillary, she's very ill. There's a good possibility that she's very ill. And I let that sink in. I said, okay, I don't know. This is something I haven't paid much attention to. I know it's been lauded as right-wing conspiracy, whatever. Whatever. Who knows? If she was running laps around Barack Obama, I wouldn't vote for her, so it's really irrelevant to me how healthy she is or isn't. Because whether she is 100% healthy, actually, I'd rather have her in office at 50%. She'd probably destroy less of the country. But the woman goes on to talk about the possibility that, well, depending on what happens to her, if Tim Kaine is her vice and she dies, well, then we could have a president from Virginia. Then we'd have a hometown president. That'd be kind of neat. My heart sank. At that moment, my heart sank. And I realized, again, how pointless elections are. How the base of society can be so constructed by this tribal team mentality. That here we are, just months away from an election, and this woman would vote the health of the nation away based on the health of a woman who may be president, merely due to the fact that we could have a hometown hero. Due to the fact that we could have a hometown hero who was once a governor, now he's the president of the United States, from Virginia. How noble and incredible, he came to my barber shop. Then again, I look at it from her standpoint too, It's not a bad business decision. It's not a bad business decision, right? What happens if the president gets his hair cut at your barber shop? You think business will go up a little bit? And I sit here, I'm on Forest Hill Avenue right now listening to the kids play on the jungle gyms. And I think about business, and I think about politics, and I think about life. And I think about being so judgmental. And at the end of the day, people just want to get their hair cut. As silly as that sounds, right? It's a metaphor, but that's really it. At the end of the day, people just want to get their hair cut. They want to get their hair cut, and they want to go home, and they want to feel good, and they want to look good. And that's as deep as this thing goes, my friends. For the average person, that's as deep as this thing goes. There's a lot of bliss in ignorance, okay? And if it comes down to I'm pulling this lever because I know the guy or because the guy's from here, there's a piece of me that's terrified that we're that simple of a society, and then there's another piece of me that says, thank God. Thank God they're not all as neurotic as me and insane when it comes to politics. when it comes to preparedness, when it comes to food safety, when it comes to the end of times and everything else that stands to threaten us. Thank God. And then I look myself over in the mirror, and God damn it, I look good. Look at the part on the 30-year-old man. But that's all, just a short subset of what visiting the barbershop was like this afternoon.
Look, I know it gets ugly sometimes and you feel helpless. But remember, you're part and parcel of this whole thing. I mean, this country will rise and fall based on your ability to act or not. So listen to I Am Liberty on PerfectBroadcasting.com every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. Get empowered. Look in the mirror and tell yourself, I am Liberty. See you there.